Welcome to the Navigating Dental Insurance Podcast, where we don't take from insurance companies. Here are your hosts, Mr. Jordan Comstock and Mr. Ben Tuine.
Welcome, folks, another episode of the Navigating Dental Insurance Podcast. This is still our Say No to PPO series, which we will probably never retire. Folks, welcome to the show. Jordan, co-host here, Jordan Comstock. How's it going, buddy?
Doing good, man. How you doing?
Monday, you know. There's a song that we sing. My son, when he was in preschool, what is that song? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And my wife hates it when I do this, but every time it's Monday, I go, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So he ends up going to school singing the wrong song. But
it's Monday.
Hey, man, quick story before I introduce our ninja guest. Can't wait to get into that. Guest. Quick story over the weekend. So, you know, I consider myself a ninja as well. You know, at the moment, I'm a 300-pound ninja. Some years I'm 265-pound ninja, but this year I'm a 300-pound ninja. So on Saturday, well, before I go into that, so my background in terms of me being a ninja, sure Andy will appreciate this, is every time I go shopping with my wife, she's at the checkout, and I'm the one putting the groceries from the grocery cart onto the conveyor belt. And every time we get home, she finds at least 20 things in the bags that she didn't approve to purchase. She's like, did you put this in here? So, she's so funny because she keeps an eye out on everything in the grocery cart just to make sure that I don't sneak something in there that we shouldn't get. And so she's given me the title, which I'm very honored to hold, the Grocery Cart Ninja. So nice. Remember that as we move forward with this podcast today. But on Saturday, so the Grocery Cart Ninja, on Saturday, I was my wife sent me a text saying, hey, one of our lights is out. And it's funny, this is a car that I just bought about a year ago, and it has LED lights, and those lights, according to the manufacturer, will last for 30 years. She texts me and says, one of the lights are out. Can you come and check it out? So she comes in and pulls right behind my truck in our driveway. And I come walking out, and I'm kind of lazy. You know, I just took a shower and getting ready to just, hang out and chill out and watch the World Series. I put one of my slip-on shoes, and I start walking out. And the next step that I took that I thought was my last step in our porch, in fact, it wasn't. I step on my shoe that's not fully secured on my foot, and I roll, and I hear this snap.
Oh boy!
And then I start rolling down on the concrete, and somehow I ninja'd my way on the grass, for soccer padding. And my wife is just cracking up there. She's laughing but crying at the same time because she thinks I'm dead.
She thinks you're dead because of that?
She rolls out of the car just laughing at me thinking, what an idiot. Needs to learn how to step.
That's awesome.
But anyway, that was
learn how to step, Ben. Yeah. Sounds like you just got to spend some time away from the desk. I know I'm chained to my desk most days, it seems like, so I don't walk too much, so I can totally see that happening to me too, dude.
I know. So I sprain my ankle every year, usually during Turkey Bowl, the Thanksgiving Day, playing Turkey Bowl in the morning. But this year I managed to sprain it 3 weeks before a Turkey Bowl, so I probably won't be playing. Well, I know I broke something because I heard something snap, and it wasn't a ligament or anything like that.
Oh, dude,
so there's a bone in there that I gotta go and find and put back in place, so might go borrow the dental office's x-ray machine here next door, or break in the middle of the night to take an x-ray, see what's going on down there. But folks, we got a great ninja guest with us today. We got Andy Cleveland. He is the Dental Accounts Receivable Ninja. In his world, he's also known as the sensei of dental practice ninjas. Andy, welcome to our show.
Hey guys, thanks for having me. Maybe you should call yourself the I need to call my doctor ninja. I mean, you can be a tough guy and all, but doctors still serve a great purpose in this world.
I know, but I'm so I hate saying this to dentists because I love them.
It's that insurance thing that keeps
them. It's more than that to me. Like I don't like saying this to dentists because I love and respect them, and I know that they hear this on a daily basis, that people are afraid of them. But in all reality is I'm afraid of my doctor. he intimidates me. Every time I go in, he yells at me for one thing or another. And
Your doctor's the one that's going to be like, dude, you're going to die. The dentist just likes, you need a filling. Like,
yeah.
Any day of the week.
Well, I usually ask him if I can get like fully sedated and have my wife cart me in, like on a gurney. And then I'll let him examine me. And that way I don't have to deal with the psychological pain of him telling me one thing or another. And then the financial pain of having to pay that bill. And then the emotional pain, of not doing what the doctor tells me and all that stuff. And so he's never approved it yet for me to go in fully sedated. But, if there's a doctor out there, medical doctor, a dental doctor, most of them do. Like if I go in to see the dentist, I tell him, hey, you just got to knock me out because I just don't want anything. I don't want pain or anything. Just knock me out. I'll pay you whatever. And they do that. They bring you in the back with a wheelchair and you're fully sedated. And it's so nice because I don't have to deal with the trauma that my uncle forced me to feel when I was a dentist.
Your uncle.
Yeah, man. This guy, so Andy, my uncle is a dentist. And he is a pain-inflicting ninja. Like
pain-inflicting ninja.
Yeah, strapped me to the chair, didn't numb anything in my mouth. He's like, we're out of it. We live on a small island. Our shipment's probably not going to come for the next 6 months. So he strapped me to the chair and he said, we have to get this done. Otherwise, your teeth are going to fall out. And so he starts drilling into my teeth, and I could feel.
I'd rather have my teeth fall out.
So I knock out multiple times just because of the excruciating pain. But anyway, fortunately, most dentists.
Sounds like maybe you should have given him better gifts on his birthday or something. Or sure, there's nothing going on with
we had a nice funeral 2 weeks after that. Haven't seen. No, just kidding. But
oh man,
I talk to him from time to time. But all of my siblings apparently have been through the same thing with him. He's like, just buck it up. We don't have the materials here in the islands, so just shut up and sit in a chair and open your mouth.
Just take it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the worst pain too, dude. Oh.
So Andy,
really is.
I thought I had issues, and luckily I've now met you.
Yeah. Hey, do you feel much better about yourself?
I've got a great number of someone that will listen to you. They charge by the hour, but she's excellent if you want them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Send her my way, but tell her to send me a prescription to knock me out, throw me in the chair, and then she can give me, the psychological whatever. As long as I'm fully knocked out, then she can give me all the advice she wants. That's how I roll. I'm the sleep ninja too.
The sleep ninja. Wow, so many ninjas on the show today. I guess I'm not a ninja. I'll have to find something that I'm a ninja at.
We'll get to. Yeah.
What? Membership ninja.
I'm the what ninja?
Well, the dental membership ninja.
Yeah, I like that. I'm the dental membership ninja.
There you go.
Yeah, awesome.
So, Andy, let's go into your background, if you don't mind, so our listeners can appreciate. So, the Dental Accounts Receivable Ninja, and we understand that you've been in this space for more than 20 years. You're more than just a ninja by our understanding in terms of all the different areas of practice management that you're an expert at. But tell us a little bit about how you got involved in dentistry and how you got here today in terms of you being as popular as a guy you are. Heck, you're on every podcast, and it seems like a lot of people we know, they know you too. So can you go into your background for a few minutes here?
Yeah, I'm happy to. I'm just going to give the disclaimer that it's not particularly exciting for your listeners, so I won't bore them with this. But yeah, about 20 years ago, I graduated with a master's degree in clinical psychology. So I sunk a bunch of money into a degree, and then I realized about halfway through that this just isn't for me. So I actually finished my degree, and I took the first job that was offered to me. So it was a very calculated decision on my part, and it was for a collection agency. And I started actually working, helping dentists recover anything from prophy bills for $120 up to full mouth restorations, and basically, talking to people on the phone. And made a lot more money than I ever would as a master's level clinical psychologist. Decided that's not what I wanted to do. I rose to the top of my ranks with my company, but it gets old. I mean, you're talking to people that are having extreme financial problems. One guy threatened to blow his head off when he was on the phone with me, and I just said,
"Holy smokes!"
I was like, "This is not working. You need to go talk to somebody. Let's put this to the side for now." But then I jumped the shark and went to the sales and consulting side of the business a few years later, and that's where I've really enjoyed getting to the next level and really being able to make an impact in the dental community. So in a nutshell, that's where I currently spend most of my time, is consulting with both individual and group practices, and basically how to manage their patient AR more efficiently, more profitably, getting paid, but also getting the patient back in for recare or hygiene, and trying to avoid turning it over to quote-unquote collections. So that's in a nutshell. How did I do?
No, that's perfect.
That's perfect, yeah.
We have so many questions about this because in the insurance world, which is the theme of our podcast, I often see, whether they're clients or not clients, people that are just looking for advice as a result of the information shared on this podcast. For instance, one doctor sent in his entire production report that showed how much he billed, how much he collected. And I think he billed insurance in the range of $800,000. Year to date, collected about $150, and we were already in the month of October. And I ended up sending him to Hillary Teen, and I'm not a real expert in the AR things, but doing insurance audits, I'm familiar with that. But do you see that happening? Is it that wide of a difference in terms of what you collect versus what you bill, even as an in-network participating provider? I mean, what are you seeing out there, Andy, in terms of what the standard should be? I know it's not, what is this, a 60% write-off or 70% write-off? I know that's not the standard. What do you think should be a healthy standard in terms of a standard PPO write-off versus a practice that needs a lot of help in terms of their AR in general?
Yeah, so this is where you get kind of nitty-gritty on the PPO, which is not my super strength as it is yours. But, right, the PPO is going to pay, depending on the contract. Would you agree it's usually in that 60 to 70 percentile? They bill 100%, and then they've contractually agreed to take a portion of that. Isn't that usually around 60 or 70%?
The PPO allowables, if you're in network, you're typically looking at the 20th to 45th percentile. So it's much, much less. If you're out of network, yes, 60th to 70th percentile.
Okay. Yeah, so if we put that to the side and just look at the patient responsibility, I see anything from practices having 1% to 2% on their AR up to 50%. And it's interesting that each person has a different comfort level with that. Now, I'll give you an example. I just spoke to a practice in Texas. They're a high-performing group, and they just want to talk about the 1% or 2% that they're not recovering. So they don't characterize themselves as, hey, we've got a problem. We're just looking at being a superstar performer.
Yeah.
And some practices look at, hey, as long as I'm making money and I'm doing what I love doing, then 20 or 30% is not that big of a deal. So I typically approach it and give you the statistical answer, which most practice management consultants would agree. If a practice has more than half a month to a month of their average production, then that's something that is worth looking into. But I typically look at it more idiosyncratically. Each practice has a comfort level and has goals that they want to achieve. So if it's just getting a practice to really achieve and minimize that couple percent, I can help. If someone's really hurting and we need to do some mass cleanup and it's chaotic, then I've been in those environments as well. It's really dependent on the practitioner and what their vision is for their practice.
Yeah, and I can only imagine not all practices are the same size. I mean, I remember when I was at the group practice, we had one location that was collecting $500,000 a month and another location that was collecting $20,000 a month. So the AR needs of these practices were different, in terms of what the focus was on. But when you look at the average dental practice, Andy, do you see more practices? And you work with a bunch of them across the country, right?
Correct. Yeah, I pretty much work with practices all over the country. Yes.
Are there more problems with practices that are fee for service or PPO practice in terms of AR issues?
Oh, that's a great question.
That is a great question, and actually, I really don't have an answer. The What would you say the average percentage are there in fee-for-service practices, Ben? I've heard people quote different percentages. Right now, 2017, what percentage of the roughly 200,000 dental practices in America, what's a percent you would guesstimate would be fee-for-service?
My definition of a fee-for-service practice is a practice that doesn't participate with any insurance plans, including Delta Dental. There are a lot of practices out there that say I'm fee-for-service.
They're
but
hybrid.
Yeah, but they do participate with Delta or Blue Cross. Yep. So if you're looking at the true fee-for-service practice, there's zero participation whatsoever. In my opinion, I believe there are less than 5% of offices that are out there that fit that category.
That are 100% without dental insurance.
100% without dental insurance. And practices that do embrace the fee-for-service mentality that may participate with Delta or Blue Cross or even just with Delta, I believe.
Are they like out of network with those insurance companies, Ben?
Yeah, they're in network with Delta, Blue Cross, but out with everybody else, or just in with Delta. Those practices, I believe, represent at least 10 to 15% of the dental practices. So
okay, so yeah, it's very rare that I run into a practice by your definition that is truly fee for service. Like I just talked to one last week. They go, we're fee for service, but always a but, right?
Right.
And they're on, they worked with 4 patients on a PPO plan. So, but most of the practices I deal with are PPO driven. I think that's, most of the people that I attract are kind of technology driven, millennial driven type practices. And most of those folks are going to sign up for a bunch of PPOs when they open the doors.
Yeah, it seems to be a mentality these days, the millennial ninjas that are out there.
The millennial ninjas.
Yeah, which I guess, according to Wikipedia, Jordan and I fall in that category.
Yeah, we do.
More involved in the technology, but when it comes to PPOs, they have a lot more tolerance, and frankly, it's working out for a lot of them. So
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in my heart, I'm a millennial, but by age chronologically, I'm actually an Xer.
You're an Xer.
Awesome. Nice.
I'm going to go and change the definition on Wikipedia because I always thought I was an Xer. When we had a graduation party, I graduated in 1999, we thought we were Gen Xers. You know what? Jordan, ask your question. I'm gonna log on to Wikipedia and change the definition right now.
You log on because I think we're both. Well, I'm a little bit younger than you, but I'm definitely a millennial, one of the older ones, that is. But anyways, Andy, I got a question for you. What are some areas of AR doctors should pay attention to?
Well, I think that watching the percentages and the numbers is very important, and I think it's something that a lot of practices don't do on a regular basis.
Does Dentrix have or any other practice management software? Do they have like reports for AR?
Sure.
Or is that for QuickBooks and stuff?
Yeah, if you want to sit down and read module after module, I'm sure you can run all kinds of reports for all different software. But yeah, to look at your aging report, your AR report, what patient AR is not collected. Most practices can run a report, and at the 0, 30, 60, 90, 120, you've got those buckets. That's typically where I'm going to focus. I'm going to be really interested in holistically what the practice is gross billing, and then watching those buckets. So at 30 days, at 60, at 90, watching that number get reduced and how it's reduced is really crucial, because that really determines at what point you could utilize a company like mine to actually help you, where your internal effectiveness basically drops off. So I would look at those 30, 60, 90, 120, and you'll see that theme, and it pretty much carries over for pretty much every practice in America. Typically, at 60 or 90 days, it's going to kind of plateau, and that's typically where they're going to get someone like me involved with their AR.
Okay. And what are some reasons why practices that you've seen out there, can't collect some of those that revenue that's just kind of lost at sea? It seems like. Yeah, and it's really helpful is remembering if you're single, then this will really hit home. If you're one of the married folks or in a relationship,
maybe won't hit as much. But just remember, if you don't ask, you don't get.
Yeah.
I thought at one point I was so good looking that all these people would come up to me and want to go out with me.
Yeah.
So the community at large felt, and I actually had to extend myself and ask. But I'm being a little bit light on the subject. But the bottom line is, a lot of times people at the front desk don't ask.
They don't ask. That's that's the probably most common issue you see with when it comes to AR management.
Oh, seriously. And think about it from people looking at your front desk. Are they incentivized to ask? Mm-hmm. I mean, we're all good people. We all want our dentist to rock. But at the same point, it's putting them in an uncomfortable position.
Yes.
They're asking someone to do something they don't want to do. And then that person, may be uncomfortable bringing it up. So it's important to motivate and train those people to ask. It can be a huge game changer. Just a couple key differences at your checkout process can yield huge life-changing results.
Yeah, and sorry, Ben, I'm going to say one more comment, then I'll let you do it. At the same time, practice owners need to understand that the staff they're not as motivated to build and grow their business like the doctor is, right? So he needs to make sure that the staff is trained in collecting revenue and things like that. But that's the problem I see all the time is staff just aren't as motivated because it's not their practice, right? And the dentist needs to take some ownership and train the staff members in creating those systems. Go ahead, Ben.
Yeah, no, Oh, was that you, Andy? Do you want to reply to that, and then I'll ask my question?
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say I agree with that. I think my experience in dealing with both medical and dental practices is you can tell the really good ones. Like my son was seeing a retina specialist in Arizona once, and man, these folks were like they worked like machines. Although it didn't feel like a machine while you were in there with the doctor, great quality doctor. But they didn't fumble on the collection part. Your bill is $300. Would you like to pay with credit card, check, or whatever, cash, food stamps, you name it, And nobody laughed at my food stamps things, man. You guys got to listen to me, man.
I didn't even catch it. I'm sorry, man.
No, but
can you pay with treatment with food stamps?
Dude, you can pay with treatment with anything these days.
Really?
No, I'm not going to go into the details, but
we won't. Yeah.
But no, and then my experience on the dental side is my son sees we go to a variety of different dentists. We kind of share the love, with our friends that are out here that are dentists here locally, and more than half of them when they ask you for a bill, sometimes many of them don't. They just send a statement. But the ones that do ask for a bill, it's very apologetic, and there's no confidence. They're fumbling on their words. They give you the statement as it, would you like to pay now, or would you like to pay later? It's kind of like, just don't even think about it. Just it's a question. Can you pay now or pay later, or not even pay later? Just pay now. You force the options. Would you like to pay with a credit card, or would you like to pay with cash? This is your out-of-pocket portion, and at least that's my observation in dental practices, me not being an expert in this area of AR, is that if that were my office, I'd be telling them, look, don't fumble on that. Just ask them and force them.
Yeah, don't make it awkward.
Yeah, the two choices.
We did a service.
Exactly. Pay with a credit card now, pay with cash or check. But the message is that they're paying before they leave the office, and you do it in a polite way. I'm sure you, Andy, have a better way of training that. But that's just my professional, well, not even a professional opinion, just observation as a patient, is just ask me the question. Let me know how I can pay so I don't have to worry about getting a statement or a bill in the future, or letting it go to collections by mistake because you didn't ask me today, which, by the way, has happened in the past. I can't remember what it was, but I get a collection notice from somebody. I'm like, I never got a bill from them.
Yeah, I've had that one time too. I was like, really? It was a big corporate medical.
Oh.
But I'm like, holy cow, what the heck? Like, I never got a bill, and so yeah, just ask.
By the way, everyone never got a bill.
Yeah.
He knows. No, it's true. Seriously, I didn't get one.
Fill out the 3 statements because you wanted to go on vacation. We get it.
Yeah,
that's probably what happened. Yeah.
Actually, I have a couple thoughts. The personality of the person asking for the money is really huge. I mean, it shouldn't be a conflictual thing. It should be just expected and friendly.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
when you go to Walmart and you buy a bunch of groceries, they don't ask you, well, can you pay now? Or, you can pay us later. No big deal. Like,
Give
no.
us the damn money. That's what I expect when I go to Walmart. That's what they
just take your... They got the greeter that will just come by, grab your carts, and put everything back if you don't pay for it. So a lot of it is about expectations. In dental practices, you are running a business. Whether we understand that, a lot of practitioners don't like to look at themselves as business, but in business, you're not helping anybody. But, find your friendly, really gregarious person to ask for the money. You get people to smile and laugh.
Yeah.
They'll pay you all day long. And I'll give you one of my personal experiences. My wife and I, we have this ophthalmologist. My wife goes to an ophthalmologist once a year. And when we were dating, I thought she was going blind. Luckily, that wasn't the case. I was like, I don't know, this is crazy. But anyway, why I told you that, no idea. But anyhow, we go to the ophthalmologist once a year, and he changed the person that would verify benefits and checkout. Mm-hmm. And literally, we had a really good, you could tell, she was an insurance bulldog. She would call insurance companies probably all day and just beat them into submission. You really good at that. But she should not be talking to patients.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Literally, I told the doctor, if I ever get talked to like that in your practice, you will never see me again. And this is something, we've had a relationship 10 years. So just saying that person, you got to have the right person asking for the money. If your front desk person has financial problems, if they think they're worth only so much per hour, something like that, you really have to look at that because they can transfer their thoughts, their feelings, work onto the patient. You gave the perfect example, would you maybe want to go on a date with me? Well,
you're kind of sort of.
Every single time. No one wants to go out with someone like that. So you have to assume everybody wants to date.
So Andy, is that a train? Can you train that personality trait in somebody being confident and asking for money, or is it just a lost cause? Your experience with people that are bulldogs with insurance, which, by the way, I agree. I hate taking my son to the dentist or somewhere else where it's the insurance person that's asking us for money. They're bulldogs because they have to be when you're dealing with insurance, but I don't think they should ever be dealing with patients. But can you train people to be a bulldog and shut off that switch and then be a nice, pleasant person talking to patients?
Well, I think everyone's got a continuum, right? I mean, some people, and there are certain people that, you probably can't train, right? I mean, some people are just jerks, and it's very hard to train someone to not be a jerk. But I would think that's a very, very small part of the population. But I think if people are willing, just like I think someone that's a really robust personality, maybe they don't have a skill set on insurance. So you can flip it and say, could they learn insurance? Sure, with the right attitude and education, I think people can be extremely versatile. So it can be trained. It's just something that you have to watch out for in your practice.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, the whole collection things. I remember there was this really great, what do they call them? They're kind of the PR person for these specialty offices that go out and they market CE meetings. They go and they take you a bunch of goodies to general dentistry practices to get them to refer to you. And her name was Melissa, worked for a Perio group in Arizona. And she was so effective. She was so friendly and so nice. Everybody she talked to commented and said, wow, Melissa she just makes you feel like you're her friend. And then she brings my invoice, my sponsorship invoice, to talk about what I owe. And she handed it to me, and she couldn't talk about money. She's like, here's your money. She was so afraid of it. It was like, I asked her, is this the worst part of your job? And she says, yeah, I hate talking about money. Do you find that many practices in the front office have that type of person that's really great people person, but when it comes to money, they somehow crawl in a shell?
They get awkward.
Yeah.
They just get awkward.
Yeah, I mean, you see it all over the spectrum. It's very hard to kind of stereotype people. I try to stay away from that because people will surprise you. Someone like that, I think you could really train, right? If they could be that adept at dealing with different personalities, a couple key tweaks. It's really all about perspective. Yeah. If you think that people are going to be going to collections in 90 days, if you were to present that scenario when, Ben, you ignored all your bills. I mean, Ben, you didn't get any bills and you got to collections, right? If they knew that was going to happen, or she could have asked you for the money, right? Which would be the lesser evil? The lesser evil would be, hey, you're a happy client. You pay for your services that day. Maybe even they give you a little discount and make you just feel super great about the transaction, and you're on your merry way. But nothing good can come to either party if time elapses and it's not paid, because people do want to do the right thing, but life does get in the way.
Oh yeah. So, at what point should dentists reach out to the patients? At what point does internal AR efforts become ineffective?
Yeah, the book answer, Jordan, is typically between 60 and 90 days. Obviously, prevention is better than the cure. So anything you can do up front to recover that before you have to send out an invoice. If you have to send out an invoice at 30 days, your chances of recovering that immediately plummet. So anything you can do...
Can you repeat that again? After how many days?
Yeah, anything after 30 days, but anything after the first day, sure. Your patient walks out of your practice, you fix their tooth, they're not in pain, they're happy. They're not going home thinking about how they're going to pay you. They're thinking about, okay, how do I go to Disneyland? Where am I going on my anniversary? Wow, I want that new iPhone. That looks pretty cool.
$1,000 freaking iPhone.
So they're texting in your office, playing on Facebook on $1,000 iPhone, and they can't pay you for $120 cleaning. It's all options and priorities.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. I like that. I was thinking about in the crime world, where they say the first 48 hours are crucial in solving a murder. And the first 24 hours are crucial in an abduction, in a child abduction, that the cops have to do as much work as they can within the first 24 hours, because if you can't find the child after the 24-hour mark, the chances
it gets harder.
The chances of you getting that recovering the child are they just go down in a big way. So 30 days, the ability for you to collect go down significantly. What about the 90-day mark? Like if you have like what
it just drops. It just bottoms out, and then everything after that, you're really crossing your fingers and hoping that it's actually coming in.
And then they just write it off if they can't get it in, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of practices,
or they keep trying.
Yeah, that's really a kind of a CPA question. I always kind of defer that.
True.
Because there are tax advantages when you write it off, and there's certain things you have to do. And I can't get legal advice, but psychologically, after 90 days, write it off in your head that it's not collectible, and if you do collect it, like, have a party. That's awesome.
Yeah. What about repossession? Can you go and repossess a denture or a crown?
Yeah.
We always joked about that when I managed the dental lab. Can't pay a bill, give us your denture.
They do it in Europe.
Do they really?
Well, no, this office got in trouble for doing it in Europe.
Oh, but they do it there.
I think there was one attempt that I'm aware of. I think they tried to repossess a bridge or something. But,
boy. Oh, man. All right, we're going to take these implants out of your head because you haven't been able to pay your bill. But that does make it a challenge because, if you don't pay your mortgage or something, they take your house away. But I'm guessing that by law, you can't take the implants away.
Isn't it considered unsecured debt? It's like a credit card. They can only do so much after 7 years, and it completely falls off of your credit report. I don't know what the standards are, but I'm assuming, if you've done a bunch of like a full mouth debridement or scaling and root planing, you can't go and restore the calculus,
Restore the calculus.
Think about the societal message that sends, right? The people that are not paying their bills, if they're going to decide who not to pay, and then they know that their car can get towed off, their cell phone can get shut off, or they can get foreclosed on, or you can't take your dentistry back. right? Who are they not going to pay first? And it's an important societal message that all of our practitioners need to understand, that the laws are not on your side.
Wow, yeah, that's interesting.
So you really have to have systems in place. You have to run things really well. And if you value your dentistry, and really, dentists do change people's lives. There's no doubt about it.
They do, yeah, well, absolutely.
Contribute to total health, oral systemic link, total body health. It's totally true. It's there. Our practices should expect to get paid just like you do every other bill in America.
Yeah.
So Andy, we really appreciate what you do. I think it's a huge need. I think every client that I have at least could do better. And heck, we do credit card statements, but from time to time I feel like we need to get somebody to bulldog people that don't pay their bills. Is there a way for somebody to know, hey, I'm here, I'm a candidate, or what do I need to look at for me to be a candidate to go and hire somebody, or at least have somebody like Andy, not the grocery cart ninja, the AR ninja, come and take a look at what I perceive as could be a problem in my practice with my accounts receivables. Where do they need to be for them to raise a red flag and give you a call?
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, I can work with typically the smallest of practices. I can be pretty cost effective. But I typically like to just ask that those people reach out, and I will tell them very upfront whether I can help them or not. And if I think there's a better resource for them, I'm happy to push them over in another direction. But pretty much anyone that has AR going over 60 or 90 days, which is pretty much every practice in America, I don't want people to feel like ashamed of that. It's just the way the world works, is typically a candidate for me.
Yeah, I agree. Awesome. I mean, why take those 30 and 40% discounts from insurance and then add to that by not collecting from the patients?
Yeah, goodness.
It just doesn't make sense to me that there are no systems or processes in place for many practices to address that and collect the full amount that you're entitled to collect, especially if you're a participating provider where you're taking a discount already. So Andy, if somebody has a question, can they call you or email you? What's the best way to get a hold of you?
Yeah, my cell phone. Can I give that out?
Sure, yeah.
Sure, if you want to.
Cool. It's area code 864-517-2233. They can call or text, or if they want to email me, arninja@andycleveland.com, or they can just go to my website, andycleveland.com.
Awesome.
Love it.
Awesome.
Any closing thoughts, Andy, for our audience?
I just love the fact that you guys valued enough about what I'm doing to have me on your show. So thank you very much. But if I could, probably my most parting thought would be to encourage your listeners to think about their accounts receivable, whether it's insurance or patient responsibility, from a prophylactic perspective. Practice owners, I hear it all the time. I tell my patient to come in and see me, to schedule hygiene, to take care of the calculus, to do my perio program. They don't listen, and then they call me and blame me a year later when their teeth are falling out, and then I have to pull teeth. So if you look at your accounts receivable from the same perspective, turning accounts to collections, quote unquote, right, when you've written them off, is the same as pulling teeth.
Yeah.
It hurts, and there's not a good outcome for the patient or for the practitioner. Now, if you look at it from a prophylactic standpoint, where what you do while the problem is treatable, very responsive to treatment, and it's very inexpensive, there are modalities that you can exercise very early on in the process that won't hurt the patient relationship, that will give you a much better prognosis, both for you and the patient. So that's typically the space that I'm operating in, are people that are looking for best practices, systems that can really make a difference early on the process, not trying to put a crown on a bunch of teeth that need to be pulled. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. little bit of a prevention saves you in the long run in terms of.
Oh, absolutely.
And just the habit of not having the right processes. I mean, I see many dental practices and looking at 5-10 years because we take a look at their insurance utilization, and over the last 5 to 10 years we can see exactly what they billed to insurance and what they actually collected. And I mean, the numbers are astounding. I mean, think about all that money that is just written off or not collected as a result of poor AR practices in the office.
Yeah.
And I am a firm believer that if you are in network and participating, you need to do everything that you can to collect up to that full fee because you're already discounting at a heavy level. So I think what you do, Andy, is key and very, very important for many practices. You mentioned that most of your clients participate with insurance. Same thing with Jordan and I. Most of ours participate with insurance.
Oh, yeah.
So our message is, folks, reach out to Andy if you have any additional questions. Check out his website. He's been interviewed on a number of different podcasts and has a number of great resources on his website as well. I highly encourage everybody to check it out. So it's ARNinja at andycleveland.com. AndyCleveland.com is his website. And folks, thanks for joining today. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Folks, this is Andy Cleveland.